All right. Good morning. Welcome. Today is, what is today? Uh, Hold on. It's the 2nd. It's Friday, January. Sit on. I already have my headset on. Okay. Welcome. This is called Manhood. Been working for a little while this morning. I'm trying to get all this to work. Hold on here. Okay. All right. Daily devotional. Every day we get up and we go through, you know what? I'm realizing right now I got to fix a couple things. I'm going to get in trouble if I don't. Hold on here. Hold on here. Box. Do that. Okay, and we're actually going through. I don't know if this will allow me to do this while I'm live. Let's see. All right. Oh, it updated. Oh, and now it's streaming again. Okay. Then ring. I updated a whole bunch of stuff. I gotta see if this is working. Everybody, hold on 1 second. Here. Channel. Okay, good. At minimum, I'm live vertically. I think I'm only live right now. That's fine. That is just fine. All right. Welcome, guys. This is just a thing I get on every single morning. My time, it's 5:30 a.m. No idea what time it is for you. And I go through a chapter of the Word. We go through a few daily objectives. I've been naturally waking up at like 5 a.m. for I don't know how long. So it's just a common thing for me to get up and play video games by myself for just a little bit. And so rather than do that by myself, I'm doing it here. And I'll be going through a chapter each day. The concept of this is here, let's see. Ooh, it lined up. Okay. I can actually line it up a little bit better. The concept of this is a play on the words of manhood, obviously. I say obviously, that's not fair. But play on the word of manhood as well as HUD, as in HUD elements in video games. So each time we're going through a book of the Bible, we're building out different HUD elements, which you could see if you're on the wide stream and not the vertical stream. So we got a few things built out here. And we'll continue to throughout the book. And then we will, once we switch books, we'll switch the scene as well. I feel like does this guy just walk over to that area that I was just at? I think he does. Here's what happens. Okay, yesterday's commitments. I did not make many. Hold on, let me see here. Hey, I got to go through here. And I think I've already gone through that. I didn't make many commitments yesterday because it was New Year's Day. I did read and pray with my wife yesterday morning, which I wanted to do. I did write Hebrews 5. Okay, we need to go through this. In preparation for today, I did not get as much prep work done as I wanted to, specifically on the prep work for, well, that's not actually true. My wife and I took the kids to McDonald's yesterday. First off, McDonald's is great. Really like McDonald's. But they got like this play place, so yesterday it was like freezing cold. We tried to go to the park, and then we gave up on that. And we went to one of the McDonald's that had like a playground area and let the kids play. My wife and I kind of went through Hebrews 5 together. And that's probably one of my gratitudes. We can move straight into thankfulness. It's just, that was a really good time. And her and I got to talk through quite a bit. We looked a ton into Melchizedek, which, man, that's super interesting. I don't know if you guys know much about Melchizedek, but you're about to today. So I'm stoked about that. Let's move out of this poison cloud real quick. So stoked about that. That went really well. What else? I didn't do much yesterday other than those couple things. We got to watch the Duck game, which that was definitely in my list of commitments. And that was great. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but good game. Really enjoyed it. All right, here we go. We did it. And that was for nothing. So, okay, cool. All right. So gratitudes for the day. Usually we go through 3. At some point I might have cool graphics that actually move and stuff, but right now I'm not there. We're just getting this stuff going right now. So, it was getting to go to McDonald's with my family. You know, that's one of them. It was getting to watch the Duck game. That was 2. What else? We got to go out and play some basketball at the park. Everybody was freezing cold and they all cried, but we got to do it for a little bit. It was nice. So that's cool. What else? I think that's about it. Those are 3 good ones. Yesterday was a fun day. It was quiet. It was good. Let's go see what this guy has to say. The mausoleum prowls, cradling the soulless demigod Omerica, Queen Eternal. He is your unwanted child. Man, scary. All right, Church of the Pilgrimage. We're going to clear the Weeping Peninsula today, I think. Sacred Tear. We need to go kill something out here. Where? Oh, probably going in. Probably going in. I've sat down. Oh, come on. Don't block it. Easy. Every time. Oh, careful. Got that one. We should. We're gonna practice doing that. Oh, that was terrible. Oh my goodness, it's bad. Hold on. Everyone, just sit still. One second. Oh, that was closer. I feel like I can't. I feel like both of those were perfect, and neither of them parried him. Okay, got that guy. Ooh, some blood grease. I wonder how you make blood grease. That'd be the thing to learn. Can you imagine if we put blood grease on top of our Uchigaton and then we double Uchi'd? That'd be incredible. Okay. Ooh, Gilded Iron Shield. We need to go through that. Let's see. Might be the one that we need to be. It's parry. Physical damage. How is an Iron Shield have not 100% physical damage negation? How does this have a higher damage negation than this? All right, we're switching to it because I think that's. All right. I think we might need to lower our. I think we need to lower our weight. Precious item. Where? Yeah, keep pointing me in the direction. Everybody keep. All right, I am super excited. What? Where? There's no precious item over here. Trying to mess with me. Wraith. Hold on. We'll get there in a second. I do not believe that. Oh, it might be. Okay, we're gonna go after it. Let's see. You guys ready? Here, drink this up. Okay, hold on. Strap down to here. This feels like a death sentence. Watch this. You guys see that? No one's proud of me. That's kind of disappointing. All right. What's that right there? A little ball of jelly. If there's not something down here, I'm going to be ticked. Oh, I think this takes us down to the beach, huh? That drops something. A little strip of flesh. Oh, down here. Got one. Hold on. Move out of the way. Hold on. Bob and weave. I think we stay on horseback for this. Got one of them. Hold on. All right, see that? There we go. That's what we should do, is try to play around where we figure out how long on horseback we can stay. The Witching Branch. All right, do we keep going down to the... No, I don't... Well, you could go this way. We got to check the other side of this, though, first. Okay, let's start reading through this, because this is good stuff. We're going through Hebrews 5 today, for anybody who might be watching. And it starts like this. For every high priest is chosen from among men. Sorry, every high priest who is chosen from among men is appointed to act on behalf of men in relation to God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. Okay, so we're getting just like a basic cursory detail of how priesthood works, right? Which makes sense to me. I'm going to switch over. Hold on. I got to use some of the like X commentary. So everybody just sit still for 1 second. Here, whoops. Hold on. There we go. We're here. Okay. The high priest is appointed by God and acts on behalf of all men to bring them closer to God, right? To offer gifts and sacrifices as a way to absolve them of their sin. Yeah, makes sense. All right, next step. So, he can deal gently with the ignorant and wayward, since he himself is beset with weakness. Death ahead. Saying don't do that. All right, don't do it. Not here, but try up. I can't go up. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just telling me I should have gone. Okay, I got you. I'll shut up. He can deal gently with people because he himself is beset with weakness, right? So this is the concept of, and even Christ fits this, right? Because he's beset with weakness as well, based on the fact that he became fully man while he was fully God. And that's the call out here, is he's able to intercede for us, which the last chapter essentially, and we should probably go back to this because I think this is important. The last chapter literally ended with, since we have a great high priest who passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast our confession, right? And we talked yesterday about like our confession of Christ is our strength. And I put like in this little bottom corner here, if you're on the wide stream, you can see like where the sword and the shield are. He talks about like, hey, the confession or the word, which I put as a sword. And I'm not saying like the Bible as the word, but the confession of our belief, right? Talk to Helena. Is what we're holding fast to, right? That's what we're doing. It's not that we're attempting to gain anything or earn anything, but it's that God has already done everything, and now it's just confessing that Jesus Christ is who he said he was, right? And and then he says we don't have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses. This is the last chapter, right? Before Hebrews 5. This is Hebrews 4. 4 comes before 5. I didn't know. Yeah. We have a high priest who's not able to we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin, right? So then it says at the very end here, let us with confidence then draw near to the throne of God that we may receive mercy and find grace in time of need. So essentially what he's saying is, hey, you should be able to approach confidently if you hold to the confession, right? Not that you were doing anything or accomplishing anything, but you're holding fast to what Christ has already done. And he's a high priest who is able to like feel what we felt, and he can deal gently with us because he himself experienced the same temptation that we did. It's huge. Sure, let's hear. After death.
After thy death, I will give back what I once claimed. Return to the lands between. Wage war. And brandish the Elden ring. Grow strong in the face
I had a
of
bug
death.
in my drink. It was gross.
Warriors of my lord.
I got it out. I just drank it.
Godfrey.
All right. Well, that was fun. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, I was in the midst of a flow state there for just a second. So he can deal gently with us because he himself has experienced the same temptations we have, yet he did it without sin, right? Huge stuff. Because of this, and this is not talking about Jesus, it's talking about general priests, not Jesus. Because of this, right, it says he can deal gently because he himself is beset with weakness. It's explaining priests. We went back to Hebrews 4 to talk about Jesus as a priest, but we're back here where it's just talking about priests in general. I want to make sure that's clear. Because of this, regular priests, are obligated to offer sacrifices for their own sins just as he does for those of the people. And no one takes this honor for himself. No one says, hey, I just want to become a priest, but only when called by God. Just as Aaron was, so also Christ did not exalt himself to be made a high priest, but was appointed by him who said, you are my son, today I've begotten you. As it is also said in another place, you are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Okay, we got to, I'm going to be problematic today because I'm like, this has been mind-blowing to me to look into and learn. Incredible stuff. Hold on, I got to pick a place where we're headed because I think we're going to head off in this direction over here. So we're going to stop here first. So let's head through there. Whoops. Hold on. Okay, so you were a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. This is what my wife and I spent a bunch of time yesterday at McDonald's learning, which is, yeah, it's just funny to me. This was one of the mausoleums. I forget what those do. Now I'm concerned about knocking it down. Okay, so in the order of Melchizedek, I was like, okay, is there, what are all the references of Melchizedek in the Bible? And there's only two others outside of Hebrews, right? There's Hebrews, and then there's two others, because Melchizedek is he's a guy in the Old Testament, in Genesis, very beginning of the Bible, right? Hold on. Does that guy have a beast liver inside of him? Was he eating it? Or was that one of the rats? No, I don't think so. Okay. So I want to go there because I want to read this because we both had kind of this aha moment. So I'm going to get to the story of Melchizedek real quick. And then we'll go to Psalm 110. Okay, let's go. Let's read it in Bible view. Okay, so Abram at this time, this is before he's even called Abraham by God, right? So this is way early on in the story. If you don't know, Abram or Abraham, same person, chosen by God, one of the first patriarchs of the faith. He's the one who's told, hey, I'll make your family greater than the sand and the sea. Where's that thing? Oh, there's another ever jail. So this is the man of the promise way early on. Oh, I can't hit him. Oh, no, I fell off. Well, that's going to be gone. I'm going to have to come back to that later. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted. So, Abram's coming back. He's just gone through and taken an army and fought and all these guys. This is before God has made his promise. This is before anything of, massive importance has happened, right? And so, Abram's coming back, and this interesting little exchange happens. And I want to read it to you. Okay, so he divided the forces against them by night, he and his servants, and defeated them and pursued them to Hobah, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all the possessions, and also brought back his kinsman Lot with his possessions, and the woman and the people. So he went back to take back what the enemy had taken from him. Okay, makes sense. Now, the next scene is really interesting, and I learned quite a bit. Oh, hello. Didn't realize I'd be... Dude, I just absolutely stomped through that. It's really dark in here. Is there another one? Oh, yes, there is. Okay. Holy smokes. Not today. Not today. Oh, I got it. All right. We got to keep working on our craft there. Okay, we'll get back to it. Just give me a second. Give me a second. This is important stuff. What's this over here? Hold on. Oh, it's just telling me there's illusory walls. There aren't really illusory. Is this a trap? Nope. Oh, cool. Should we use that? What does it do? Hold on. Oh, man, you need a lot of faith to wield that. It's crazy. We'll have to build up our faith. We're not ready for that yet. We're not ready yet. Sometimes you got to chill out and you got to wait. You got to have milk before solid food, which we're going to read about as well. If we even make it there, this is crazy. So, Old Testament, very beginning, God's given very few of his promises. He hasn't. The law's not in place. The priesthood is not in place. There's really no mention of the priesthood at this point in Genesis. Okay, so he's coming back. So after, where was it? He took all the possessions. They got Lot. Hold on. Taken captive, divided forces, brought back the possessions, his kinsman Lot, and everything. Okay, after this, he returned from the defeat. He returned from the defeat of Kedorlaomer. Let me get on my horse here. I'm going to start moving toward the Everjail. Okay, returned from the defeat of Kedorlaomer, and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom, went out to meet him in the valley of Shevech. That is, the king's valley. Okay, really interesting next section here. This is what you got to pay like close attention to. Hey, do we have a stone sword key? Let's go grab. We'll go into the Weeping Everjail in just a second. Just everybody calm down. I'm going to go in here. I think there's probably a grace. Oh, he disappeared. There is no grace in here. Oh, here there is. All right, hold on. Don't let him attack me. Okay, so he's in the King's Valley. And then all of a sudden, there's a guy here, Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High. This is the very first time that there is a priest mentioned in the Word of God. There is no other time where this happens before this. So Melchizedek, this guy who shows up out of nowhere, is a priest of God Most High, right? Before the priesthood has been labeled out in Abraham's family. Right now he's Abram. This is before his name is changed. Okay, so that's crazy, first and foremost. In my opinion, that's crazy. He shows up. He is a priest. But that's not the craziest part. Okay, so he blesses Abram and says, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." And Abram gave him 1/10 of everything. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the persons, but take the goods for yourself." And Abram says, "No, I'm not going to do that." We're moving off the topic of Melchizedek. Okay, so this little tiny segment here that doesn't last long at all. Like, we learned so much yesterday. First off, do I have to have two or just one of these? Because I think I have one stone sword key. I think I'm good. I think I got it. All right. So, Melchizedek, king of Salem. Here's what we learned about this guy. This stuff is like super interesting to me. Okay, king of Salem. Salem, if you guys don't know, is the same word as shalom, which I don't know if any of you guys know that, but shalom is peace. Okay? So, and this is the same thing where there's a lot of arguments to be made for the fact that Salem and Jerusalem, Jeru just means city of Salem. Wow, he just let me hit him so many times. City of Salem, okay? Jerusalem. So there's an argument to be made here that he is king of Salem, or the city of Salem. Okay, I tried to roll so many times there. Okay, so you got this guy who is the king of Salem, the king of peace, the king of shalom. Okay? That's all making sense, and you're following me at that point. Great. Okay, Melchizedek literally means king of righteousness. So we have this guy who shows up here in the Old Testament very early on in the story. He is labeled in this story, he is labeled king of peace, right? Shows up out of nowhere. Abraham gives him 1/10 of everything, so he literally pays him a tithe. Okay, we got king of peace. We got to pay him a tithe. The name Melchizedek literally means king of righteousness. So he is king of peace. He is king of righteousness. He is the king over the city that will someday be called Jerusalem. Okay, now there's arguments to be made that people will say there's another city that could be called that, and that might be true. But this is still really interesting, and depending on what the truth is, oh man, he just got me. And if it is true that it is the early form of Jerusalem, this is super interesting stuff. Oh, come on. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on. Play it safe. Play it safe. We're good. We're good. We're good. Hold on. All right. I wonder if I can... Nope. Oh, you just have to do it 3 times in a row. Drink. Wow. He can actually do it pretty easily. Pretty easily. Oh, come on. That was terrible. Oh, is he healing or what's he doing? This is kind of scary now. I don't know what he's going to do. Oh, he just has like a ice power? Nope. Nope. Hold on. Okay, this... I don't think I can get it. Oh, ouch. Hold on. Okay, come on. All right, we'll get him this next time. Okay, so King of Righteousness, King of Peace, brings out bread and wine. He brings him a meal. He gives him a tenth of everything. I would argue this guy showing up out of nowhere, who is the first priest of the Most High God, is actually, right? You look at what is it Psalm 110? Let's go to Psalm, hold on, let's go to Psalm. This is something where we've got to read this stuff in, maybe Jeremiah 9. Is it Jeremiah 9? Where does it talk about Jesus being called the Prince of Peace? So here's what struck me, and we'll get back into the actual reading here in just a second, but I think this is important. So Jesus is called Wonderful Counselor. He is he is like a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek, right? It talks about him being both king, he has a scepter, as well as he is a priest. So you have this king who is a priest, who is king of all Israel. Hold on, I'm distracted again. Oh, I just stuck too much into it. Drink. There we go. We're good to go. We're good to go. Ouch. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I just got to do that over and over again and just eat the damage. Here, let's do it. Because if he stays right here... Oh, I think I just got to time him. I can actually... You can just parry that guy. That's funny. Okay. I should have just kept hitting him. Do I see me roll out of that thing? Oh, that was terrible. Okay, wow. Oh, does this moveset totally change? Okay, going back to what I was saying. So then they're told, I believe it's either by David or Jeremiah, and I'm sorry that I can't remember. I'll have to pull it up later. But he is going to be, Jesus is going to be king. He's going to be priest. He's going to be called the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Shalom, the Prince of Salem. So you look at this and you're like, okay, literally they're told, like, and I don't know if this would have been tied by them, but I imagine it would have. If they know of this King of Peace in the Old Testament that goes to Abraham, that Abraham gives a tenth of everything to, they would directly tie in their minds, he's going to be called Prince of Salem? Right? Like this is in the line of Melchizedek. This is the same thing. He's a king. He's a he's a king. He's a priest. So is him. This guy is called King of Righteousness. Is literally his name as a king of peace. It's wild stuff. Like Melchizedek is literally just like a I don't know what you call it, Christology, like a point to the Messiah. And Abram gives him 10%. He literally pays a tithe before tithes are due. Okay, I rolled out of that. But he literally pays him a tithe. And it's like, this stuff like mind blows me that like there's this in the Old Testament, these beings that show up into the story. And it's like, it provides so much context and ties so much into Christ. So with that being said, we can go back to the actual chapter. I just thought that was crazy, and I was blown away by it. All right. In the days of his flesh, Jesus offered up prayers and supplications with loud cries and tears to him who was able to save him from death. And he was heard because of his reverence. Although he was a son, he learned obedience through what he suffered. And being made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation to all who obey him. How do we obey him? What does it say about how we obey Christ? By believing in him, right? Like by actually having faith, being united in faith with Christ, being designated by God a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Okay, I just got to better my timing with this thing because... Okay, the fact that that doesn't hit really ticks me off. But I think I figured this guy out. We just got to parry him left and right. Move in. Okay. Got it. Good. Dude, this way. Do it right. Oh, and I got the bleed. Nice. That was easy. Did you guys see that? It was easy. Now back to it. Oh, Radigan's Scar Seal. That's a good one, I think. Okay. About this we have much to say, and it's hard to explain since you have become so dull of hearing. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic principles of the oracles of God. You need milk and not solid food. Now, if you're watching on the widescreen, you can see I actually added a little section here that's very Elden Ring-ish. You'll like that. You need milk and not solid food, for everyone who lives on milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, since he is a child. But solid food is for the mature. For those who have... Is he going to come over here and attack me? For those who have their power of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil. Okay, so essentially, like what he's laying out here is this group of people is totally confused. You look at the last chapter, and he's talking about how, hey, you have these wrong expectations of who Christ is. Like I'm having to establish you that Christ is just above angels, right? And you guys can see my Call of Duty style like HUD on there if you're on the widescreen. And I'm streaming on. They're actually under multiple names. I got to change all my names over, but we're streaming on multiple places, and we're building out HUD elements. It'll be good. It's gonna be fun. I think. What does this guy do? Because I don't know that I want to. Let's knock some of these off and see. Hold on. Uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't do that. But essentially, the point he's making here is you guys don't understand some of the most elementary things of the faith, and then you're wanting to go forward and teach things like the law of Moses, teach this stuff, and it's like you don't even understand it. You're still... Don't let him stomp on me. Okay. How much do you have to knock off? Was that it? There we go. We got it. We got it. Does he just crush that bell? I feel like this is something you don't want to use this early on. I could be wrong about that. Can't remember what they do. Examine. Oh, you can duplicate remember. Okay, yeah. I don't even have a single remembrance yet. We've been clearing the battlefield down here in the Weeping Peninsula. Okay. Done with this area. We should go over here. Probably go here. That way. Let's take the edge of the area as well. This is something, though, that I think sometimes we can even confuse ourselves on and think that we're ready for solid food when we're not. And that's, like, obviously a spiritual statement, like spiritual solid food. wait. No way. Oh my goodness, it just keeps coming. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Is that gonna still fall? It is gonna still fall. Ouch. Ouch. Don't do that. Okay, alright. Okay, the fact that that stun locked me. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just gotten out of there and gone down into the little hole, seeing what was down there. Let's go to the steak and mirror. All over the place down here. They move inside for the winter. They like live in the trees, and I think they eat trees, but they move inside for the winter. They're probably eating our house. Now that I'm saying, I have no idea what they eat. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they're super annoying. I've got like 3 minutes left. Well, until 6:15. It's fine. I'm gonna just go past this guy. Actually, pick this up. Let's go down off there. Roll down here. All right, we're good to go. Look at how long these arrows are. Okay, I need to talk about today's commitments because it's important I get into this. I have got to begin to understand what it's like to eat like 2,200 calories a day and 250 grams of protein. And I have no idea how to do that. Oh my goodness. So, hello. Hey. How do I get you out of here? Well, I'm right here. Oh, she just says the same thing? Isn't this the same lady that sold me the stuff over? What do we have to do? I don't know how to release her. Okay, so I'm gonna be tracking that today, and that's actually like we're heading into the new year, and I don't really do New Year's resolutions because I believe that like nothing special happens on the day of New Year's. But what I will say is I do want to do a better job of tracking that specifically. So I'm going to be tracking. That's my main commitment today, is to actually track. And I want to hit that macro. I want to hit 250 grams of protein, and I want to be probably less than 2,500 calories, because that's probably going to be the more realistic thing to set. Just being realistic. So that is one of my goals. Obviously, not obviously. I keep saying obviously when like, why would I expect that to be an obvious statement? I do want to read and pray with my wife this morning. I need to do a better job of leading her specifically in prayer. So that's what I want to do there. I also want to hold on. Excuse me. I need to get I've got arms today. So biceps, triceps, I got to get that in as well. So that'll be good. And then I've got to move a little more through First Timothy, because we're doing Hebrews as well as First Timothy. So I want to make sure that I do a good job at. Can I level up? I can level up. Okay, hold on. Everyone, just calm down. It's gonna be okay. I'm actually gonna take. I actually might take it to 40. Let's do that. We'll keep working on it as time goes on. Okay, so I want to write Hebrews 6 today. So I've got to write all that down. I might do it right after we read this morning. I also need to write the rest of 1 Timothy 1. I'm trying to move through and get 1 Timothy complete at the same time, because I already wrote the latter portion of it, so I need to finish that as well. So I want to write those things. I want to be at 2,500 calories, 250 grams of protein. I want to get my workout in. I do want to read with my wife. I'm also considering starting to record the books of the Bible audibly. So I speak them, I write them. All of that goes hand in hand with me. So I've been working through that, and I want to start making commitments there. Intern, cheat that. What's this do? Okay, 2 or 3. What is this? It's Y-hand. What did these do? We lost. All right, we're good. Thank you. You're so sweet. Such a nice guy. I think those are my main ones. I don't. Oh, it's Friday. I'm totally thrown off from this weekend or from yesterday. Totally thrown off. I'm not tracking at all what's actually going on. I want to go to whatever this thing is, and then this. So I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, that is Sorcerer's Selling. What else? I think that's about it. We're hitting the end of this thing. You guys enjoy it, give me a follow if it's helpful for you, or if it's good in any way, or if it's not helpful or good in any way and you want to just follow me. That's great too. These are just graves that people decided to rob partially, but then not actually take the stuff from, which you know how people do. And they go in there looking for runes, and they're like, I'm just going to leave them sitting on the edge. Or maybe there's so many runes that they just dropped these smaller ones on their way out. That's probably what happened. Okay. Okay, 2 head elements we added. And I've talked about them a couple times earlier, but I will just discuss it again. The first one is the bottom left portion, which is like the item menu in Elden Ring. And it's specifically... Where am I? I'm sorry, I haven't even been to this whole section right here. It's terrible. Okay. Ooh, I can... Hold on, move. I might just climb up there. Don't let that guy hit you. He's not gonna win. Gotta head off. Not that guy. Oh, come on. Why am I taking so long to get up? I think this horse guy can outrun me. But it doesn't matter. Climbing. Okay. So that's the bottom left. It is... You've got faith as kind of as a shield, which I know is a play on the shield of faith thing is purposeful, as well as the word being a sword. But we literally read in Hebrews 4 that the word is sharper than a double-edged sword, dividing between even soul and marrow. So that was put there for that. And then faith being this thing that you were united in and protected by and held to. So those two are there. And then you've got spiritual milk on the bottom there for those who need to just take a step back and actually learn the basic elementary things of this world, which we're at today, as well as the top, which is that spiritual meat, right, for those who are mature. Oh. Wonder where that takes you. Nice try. Man, this works out coming up here, huh? All right, I got to go. I got 1 minute. And then the other one is I went ahead and added, and I said this a little bit earlier, but I added a Call of Duty style. I don't know if you know what if that even looks like what it looks like, but it's I don't know how to I don't know how to like what's it called? Animate things, if that makes sense. So I haven't learned that process yet, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Nice try. Not today. What do you think he gives me? Here, watch this. Let's distract him with some wolves. Best viewers. Hey, look at that. I had no idea that you could. We got him. That was easy. Just distract him with a few. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right, it is 6:15. I got to drop off. But I hope you guys have a good day. Big focus here with this thing, with like this HUD thing is, hey, what am I holding before my eyes as I move through my day? So I encourage you guys, keep Christ the center of your focus. What is the thing guiding you day in and day out? What is sitting before my eyes as I walk through my day and as I do what I do? And that's what I'm trying to focus on as well, is just keeping Christ the very center. Now I'm going to go and try to lead my wife in that as well and read the word with her. Pray with her. So, with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Actually, we might be on tonight. I think we're going to be playing possibly Arc Raiders. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see what's going on there. But I'll see you guys very, very soon.